Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It is Monday, September the 8th. I'm Andrew Gagan. Well, the local market is set to begin the week slightly low, with ASX futures down almost 0.1%. Global stocks finished last week mostly lower, with elevated bond yields reflecting concerns about unsustainable debt, particularly in Britain and France. US stocks briefly hit record highs on Friday before reversing course after data showed job growth cooled in August, prompting investors' bets that interest rates will be cut later this month. For the week, the S&P 500 climbed 0.33%, the Nasdaq rallied more than 1%, and the Dow fell around 0.33%. Among the mega-cap tech stocks, shares of EV maker Tesla rose after the board proposed a new compensation plan for Chief Executive Elon Musk, valued at about $1 trillion, upon achieving certain lofty targets. Well, the company also requested the board to authorise an investment in Musk's xAI startup. Broadcom shares surged to a record high, taking the company's market valuation to $1.57 trillion. The chip designer's fourth quarter revenue came in above estimates, while it expects AI revenue growth to improve significantly. Shares of Kenvue tumbled on news reports that US Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. plans to announce that the use of its pain medication Tylenol in pregnant women is potentially linked to autism. The shares of Lululemon plummeted after it slashed its annual profit forecast for the second quarter in a row. US-listed shares of the gold miners rose, although Barrick came off later in the session as it tracked the record price of bullion. And US-listed shares of BHP and Rio both ending higher. Well, US jobs growth weakened sharply in August, and the unemployment rate increased to a nearly four-year high of 4.3%, in further confirmation that the labour market is softening. Non-farm payrolls increased by just 22,000 jobs last month, the slowest jobs growth since the pandemic. Meanwhile, Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba resigned on Sunday, ushering in a potentially lengthy period of policy uncertainty in the country. Concern over political instability prompted a sell-off in Japan's yen and its government bonds last week, with the yield on the 30-year bond hitting a record high. US Treasury yields slumped on Friday after data showed the world's largest economy created far fewer jobs than expected. The US 10-year dropped almost 9 basis points to 4.08%, while the 2-year yield was down to close to 3.5%, both at their lowest levels since April. The US dollar fell sharply against most major peers on Friday following the jobs report. The Aussie dollar has climbed back above 65.5 US cents. And Bitcoin is trading at around 111,000 US dollars. Oil prices fell on Friday as a weak US jobs report dimmed the outlook for energy demand. And over the weekend, OPEC Plus agreed to further raise oil production from October, as its leader Saudi Arabia pushes to regain market share while slowing the pace of increases compared with previous months. Brent crude futures, or crude there, was down to $65 a barrel. Copper was little changed, as was iron ore, which is $104 US a tonne. And the weak US jobs numbers pushed gold to a fresh record, just shy of $3,600 an ounce. Locally this week, tomorrow we get Westpac's monthly read on consumer confidence, as well as NAB's business survey for August and the monthly business turnover for July. Wednesday, CBA releases its household spending insights. Overseas, China's international trade data is released today. Then on Wednesday, it reveals its consumer price and producer prices for August. US producer prices are also released, followed by consumer prices on Thursday. And the European Central Bank reveals its interest rate decision on Thursday. On the corporate calendar today, those companies trading activity include AFG, AUB Group, Hub24, Smart Group and Super Retail Group. That is your day ahead. We'll see you again tomorrow.